Dzień dobry.
Good morning, everyone. It's early morning and we already have such a lovely weather. It's around 30-something degrees, it's really warm and nice, very pleasant. But our friend Peter, he was cold and he decided to wear a hat and the jacket. And he's just sitting there because he's cold. Anyways, it's the first day of really good weather, but unfortunately we are not in the mountains anymore. We are on the flat ground. However, we will be going to the mountains. Really? Really? And I mean really soon. And soon we will be jumping on the bikes and we will be going towards Bulgaria because we are still in Romania. But look at that.
Cześć. No cześć piesku, kudłaczku. Cześć. Oho. Taki kudłaczek, taki. Oho.
Well, as you can see, Romanian dogs understand Polish language. But anyways, we are jumping on the bikes and we will be going towards Bulgaria, as I said. The road might be flat and boring for a while, but only for a while, and then soon it should really improve. Because we've got some great plans for today. But first things first, let's add some fuel. Well, job done. Off we go. But now listen to that. Yeah, well, Radio Peter is on. But never mind that. Just off we go. But look at that first. Do you remember, a few days ago I said that there is no cars anymore in Romania? I was clearly wrong. And did I say that it will be flat and boring? Well, it's clearly not. And look, Copper's Dacia. Lovely, right? But unfortunately, in fact, it started to be flat and boring right now. So we had to stop and burn in hell. Yeah, something like that.
Wstąpiła honorowa wymiana koszulek.
Skręcał prawo, bo tam równoważyła. On ścieżki. A gdzie się przesuwa ten pęd, jak tira powoduje, że się przewrócą w tą stronę?
No Piotruś stoi na słońcu, bo mu ciepło. Znaczy zimno tu było w cieniu, więc...
But anyway, after burning in hell, we are ready to rock. That's right. But look at the beauty of the landscape here. Sort of. And here we are next to the Danube River, which is it is the biggest river in Europe. And we need to get across the Danube to get into Bulgaria. And unfortunately, it means the main roads, which we would rather avoid otherwise. Did I say anything about cars in Romania? Forget about it. Temperature was going up and up. It was already 36-ish degrees, and there was nowhere to hide, because it was flat and boring everywhere.
Endless dunes, no shade out there, but the throttle hums, it pulls me through.
And now, the border crossing, which is just before the bridge on the Danube River. And soon we will be in Bulgaria, but that's not all. Very soon we will see some mountains. Because now it will be flat and boring for a while. Nice bridge, by the way. But now we have to stop again, because the hydrating process took its toll.
To pierwsze ten. Lanie wody.
And see that puddle there? That was us, using the water hose. But now, look at that. Who is placing the speed camera on that straight road with 50 kilometers an hour speed limit? Ridiculous. But talking about the water hoses and heat, yeah, that would be good to have a water hose here. Definitely. And look, no water hoses there. PT. But all jokes aside, that sight will be pretty common to see in the upcoming days. But also, look at the amount of the rubbish here. Some people are just lazy bastards, aren't they?
Masz fajną szybę jak skuter.
But never mind the rubbish and the scooters, because look, that's where we are heading right now. I mean, in a second. And if you are wondering where is Peter, that's right, he's not with us. But don't worry, he's not far away. He just didn't want to go off-road on his motorcycle. And look here, my friends, it's not flat and boring anymore. Lovely, eh? And now we are in this lovely village, or rather town, because it's our destination. I mean, not the town itself, because it's kinda rubbish, but our real destination is called Bielogradczyk Fortress, which is just behind the corner. 3, 2, 1, and off you go. But don't worry, it's not that rock alone. It will be more than that. You will see in a sec. And by the way, that fortress is from Roman Empire times. It will be brilliant, I think.
Kurwa, ja już widzę, co jest grane. My musimy tam wejść na tą górę. Ja pie... Kto mnie tu podkusił, żeby... Zobaczcie tam, są schody.
Ja się położę.
Idą. Pojawia się jedyny problem. Piękna brama, piękne miejsce, ale trzeba wejść tam. Mam taką piękną wędkarską czapeczkę i proszę bardzo, wchodzę. Schody, prawda? I
Hills of beach wearing a fiery crown. Sweat's a river carving my face. The sun's got no mercy in this cruel race. Up I go, step by step. The hills laughing out of breath. Scorching sun won't let me chill. Oh, this long walk up the very steep.
I just wanted to mention that Peter is a maniac. Just look at him. A black hat and black jacket. Maniac.
wybaczam wam, że mnie wyciągnęliście po tych schodach.
Shadows hide, but they don't stay. The ground so hot, it's melting.
A oto dokąd doszedł nasz kolega.
Turn around,
A tak daleko. O, tu jest Łukasz, tam nie ma nikogo, a tu są inne rzeczy, proszę bardzo. Skały. No nic, muszę zejść tędy i się nie zabić. To nie jest prosto, jak widzicie. O, proszę bardzo, jak to wygląda tu. Tu przepaść, tu to, tam Paweł.
To jest film spadającego Miłosza.
Jest taka skała, co zaraz.
Schodź, bo nie wiem, czy nie spadniesz, a tu szkoda materiału. O, już prawie się potykasz.
Не могу так спокойно говорить, как по-русски. Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
Всего хорошего.
Pytałeś o lokalną kuchnię?
Ну, хорошо.
A jakaś lokalna kuchnia?
Ресторан.
Food.
Ага.
Lokal.
Местная кухня. Вот.
O właśnie, miejscowa.
Да. Я думаю, что он сегодня, в воскресенье, работает. Я думаю, что он в понедельник и
Dobra.
вторник отдыхает. Но я думаю, что сегодня он работает. Bye. Часов, да.
Большое спасибо. Jeszcze raz. Большое спасибо.
Благодаря.
Dziękujemy.
Да, dziękuję.
So as you can see, you can have a proper conversation with a mix of Polish, Russian, English and Bulgarian. But now, jokes aside, it was a lovely place. If you will ever be here, I recommend you to visit the Bielogradchik Fortress. Really cool place. But now, we are going for a dinner. We just need to pass the police. And here is the restaurant. We just need to park the tank first. Not an easy task, as you can imagine. And the boys went to order some food, but I spotted something interesting. And look at that. This is Zastava. I don't know which exact model it is, but I know it's a licensed version of Fiat 600. Lovely, eh? But look at that. An SU motorcycle. Even better, hey? And now, food time and of course, beer time. But now it's getting late, so let's go towards our bed and breakfast, which we just booked around 50 miles away. And what you reckon, guys? I told you it won't be flat and boring no more. And look, even Peter turned off his radio. Success! And look guys, we are finally off the main roads and look how beautiful it is here. And now it's getting closer and closer to our accommodation, and the landscape is kind of flattened a bit. So Peter did what? Luckily, that was the last stretch of the road for today, and we arrived.
Jadą, a jeszcze wczesna godzina.
Yep, it wasn't that late when we arrived, but actually we had to wait for the room because no one checked the booking and it wasn't ready. But hey, look what we've got here.
I basen. Idziemy?
Unfortunately though, it was closed already, so we couldn't use it. It doesn't look close to me, but hey, look at the mountains and look at the storks there. They are lovely. I love those birds. They look so cool. But anyway, the accommodation wasn't that cool at all. Well, the rooms were okay. However, they didn't allow us to sing and play guitar because supposedly it was too loud. But as I said, the rooms were okay. But no guitar? Seriously?
Cześć wszystkim. Oto, pokażę wam, to jest hotel. Tu byliśmy. Piękna sprawa, ale nie najpiękniejsza. A to, prawda, nowy, lepszy ja na dziś. I teraz się zbieramy i spadamy. Spadamy w stronę Sofii, bo Piotrek chce pojechać do Harley'a, coś tam kupić. Potem jeszcze w góry pojedziemy. O tym później zobaczycie. Jakąś przełęcz po drodze zrobimy, będzie dobrze. Zatem w drogę. Dobra, jedziemy zaraz. Hotel był tu, pokoje. Motocykle. W ogóle to szłem łąką, kwiaty pachły, ona mnie odepchła, a tu pan do skinheadów. Jeden udaje, że nie jest skinheadem, ale jest.
Jeszcze walczy.
Tak. No i co zrobić?
But now, let's listen to that. Yep, Lucas's bike is misfiring as hell. Actually, it started doing that just after he left home. But who cares? It just does it on a high revs. But look at Peter now.
Że schyl się Piotrek do mnie.
Nie tak mocno, tylko trochę, wiesz, bo tu czoło całe też jest.
And well, that was Peter as a Deadpool. And in the meantime, we are going through the mountains towards Sofia. Because there is Harley Davidson dealership and Peter wants some parts from there. And we will also try to find a solution for Lucas's Harley. Maybe we will be lucky. We will see.
O, na ruskiego tego marynarza. Stoimy na bułgarskim blokowiku, bo jest przerwa do wodopoju. Bo panowie się wykazali totalnym brakiem profesjonalizmu. Zamiast kupić sobie kukłaczą wodę.
Wodę z pokłaczą nutą.
A to czarny rycerz, poczekaj.
And look here, guys, how good it is that the communism collapsed. No more ugly buildings. Blech. But you know what? Never mind the communism, because we are in the mountains and we are going towards Petrokan Pass, and later on we are going to the place which is called Eagle's Nest. But there are probably no eagles. Well, I think so. I love to be in the mountains. Quiet, empty roads. Brilliant. Right? Radio Peter never disappoints. But hey, never mind the jokes, because we are going to the mountains up And the place called Eagle's Nest is probably this one, up there. But in the meantime we had to stop because our navigation actually ended in this place. But I knew that it needs to be something interesting nearby. So I went forward to find it.
No dobra, jesteśmy na miejscu i teraz co? Lecimy dalej?
Yes, but later, because I found the right spot. So let's stop here and let's take a few pictures, shall we? Luckily, the intercom connection wasn't interrupted, so I could call the guys and say, "Come over here, you bloody..." Yeah, something like that.
Góry widać.
Bliżej.
Zobacz, ustępują nam, żebyś zdjęcie zdążył zrobić. Kurde.
Mamy się stale. Zrób mi zdjęcie jeszcze.
Ale tak, to nie żeby...
Yep, onwards to the nest. But what will be in the nest you will learn in the next episode, in which we will be in the mountains, in Harley-Davidson, and then in the mountains. But finally we will reach the Black Sea. Eventually. So see you in the next episode. Cheers!